Have you ever just stopped and wondered about the quiet magic that seems to be happening inside your favorite apps and websites? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden engine that powers so much of our modern world. We're talking about AI. I mean, really think about it for a second. How on earth does your streaming service seem to read your mind? It suggests that perfect movie right when you're in the mood for it. How does it do that? And it doesn't stop there, right? What about your search bar? How does it seem to know what you're thinking, sometimes finishing your thought even before you fully formed it yourself? Well, the truth is, it's not some kind of digital wizardry. It's actually something way more interesting. It's all about teaching a computer how to think by showing it millions and millions of examples. Okay, the absolute best way to picture this is to imagine the AI as a detective. It's trying to solve a case. And, just like any good detective, it can't solve the mystery without any evidence. It needs clues. So for our AI detective, what are those clues? They're data. And the more high-quality clues, the more data it has, the clearer the picture becomes and the better it gets at cracking the case. So how does this detective actually work its magic? Well, it all comes down to a really simple three-step secret. Let's break down how these machines really learn. The entire secret, the whole shebang, it boils down to this simple loop. If you remember nothing else from this, remember this phrase: data in, patterns learned, and smart decisions out. That's the engine in a nutshell. It all kicks off with step one, data in. Every single time you click a link or watch a video or type something into a search bar, you're essentially handing over a clue for the system to analyze. And that leads us right into step two, patterns learned. This is where the real detective work begins. The AI takes all of those millions of clues and it just starts connecting the dots, looking for hidden relationships and trends inside all that data. And the main tool it uses to do this is called an algorithm. You can just think of it as a super-powered rulebook. And what's really cool is that these rulebooks come in different flavors. Some are trained on examples that already have the answers, kind of like flashcards for a kid. Others are just given a giant pile of clues and told, hey, go find something interesting in there. But either way, the goal is always the same: find the pattern. And all that brings us to the final crucial step: smart decisions out. Once that algorithm has found the patterns, the case is pretty much solved. The AI can now use what it's learned to make a really good prediction or a decision. So let's put it all together. Here's a super simple example. Your data, those are the clues, shows that you're a big fan of sci-fi. The AI's decision, the solution to the case, is to recommend that new hit show. You see? It's a direct line from your actions to its prediction. Okay, so we've seen the three-step process, right? We know it works kind of like a detective. But what do we actually call this hidden engine that's powering everything? It's time for the big reveal. So that simple, but incredibly powerful loop we've been talking about, it has a name. It's called machine learning. And really, the name says it all, doesn't it? It is the process of a machine literally learning from data, all on its own, without a human having to program its every single move. And here's the crucial point. Machine learning isn't just a part of AI. For all intents and purposes, it is the fundamental engine that makes modern AI possible. It is the very backbone that allows AI to be, intelligent. So let's bring this all the way back to where we started. This whole concept of learning from data isn't some abstract techie idea. No, it's the driving force behind the technology you use every single day. This one process, this machine learning engine, that's how AI can recommend movies. But it's also how it can recognize your face to unlock your phone, how it can hold a conversation with you as a chatbot, and how it predicts your searches. It is all the same core idea at work. So if there's one single idea that governs everything we've talked about today, it's this: the quality and the quantity of the data will always determine the intelligence of the outcome. Better clues always make for a better detective. It's as simple as that. And that brings us to the big takeaway. Now that you understand the secret behind the curtain, what's the one big idea you should leave with? This technology is so powerful precisely because it learns directly from our collective behavior, from our clicks, from our choices, from our searches. So the final question to really ponder is this: if AI is learning from our data, what exactly are we teaching it?